welcome back to Possum Homestead. I am Mama V, and today we are going to take a look at some amazing new products. This is the Vatrer. We have a charger and a big old battery. Let's break them open here. We have this charger here. It is a 12 volt, actually puts out 14.6. 70 amp hour AC/DC charger. And there's a reason I have this charger. Here's our little book. The little booklet tells us all about it. We have some really heavy duty cords. We have this one here, which hooks directly onto a 12 volt battery. And we have a plugging cord for the wall. And here we have the charger. Oh my goodness, this is big. Look at this. This is a heavy duty charger, y'all. Look at that. That is nice. This allows me to use a 12 volt battery and charge it from the wall plug. That makes it really awesome. I'll show you a little bit more about this guy here in a little bit. Let's pull the battery out. This is our battery. This is a 12 volt battery, but wait until you see this. You ain't even gonna believe this one. So what am I doing here? Why am I showing you a 12 volt battery? Well, because here at the homestead, I live in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, like literally in the middle of nowhere. And out here, we have a problem. We have a problem with keeping power on. Several times, and I mean several times a year, we lose power. Anytime the wind blows too hard, anytime we have a storm come through, and that is quite often down here in the South. So I always want to be prepared. I want backups to my backups. It is a smart idea when you live out in the middle of nowhere to have backups for your backups. And that's why I said that earlier. So let's pull this out and I'll show you. This is the start of my solar power setup. And I mean the start, a big part of the start. This is a massive battery. Here is the booklet for it. I'll open that up here in a minute. Looks like we've got some stickers and some caps and all kinds of things. But look at this, guys. Look at this. Now, I'm gonna have to stand up here and pull this out of here with the bag and show you how large this thing is and how it will be a massive game changer up here on the homestead. Get these silica packets out of the way. Here we go. Can I do it? Of course I can. This baby weighs less than 60 pounds. It's big. But, like I said, it only weighs like 58 pounds. So, it doesn't weigh that much. One hand. There we go. I'm pretty familiar with solar systems, with batteries. I've seen a lot of them. But at the time that I did that, lithium batteries were fairly new. They were a new thing. And they were super, super, super expensive. Only the wealthiest of the RVers had lithium batteries back then. It was a new thing. So the LiFePo4 batteries are something that was on the newer side when I was messing with solar systems. We pretty much use lead acid batteries. And then the AGM batteries also. There's a downfall to those versus the LiFePo4s. The LiFePo4 lithium battery is lighter weight. I had two batteries about this size in my bus, but they were AGM batteries, glass mat batteries. although they were maintenance free versus lead acid batteries, which you have to do maintenance on. You have to, add the water, check them, etc. The AGMs could be inside safely. They could be sat on their side or upside down, however you wanted to mount them. That was a big upgrade from the lead acid batteries. Well, then came along lithium. The LiFePO 4 batteries started coming out, and although they were a newer thing, we got to see some, and we got to put in a few systems in some RVs. The problem back then was you always had to worry about the safety of them. There wasn't a good way to monitor them. There wasn't a good way to make sure that they were safe. And sometimes they would blow up. They would. I never personally had that experience with it, but have heard the stories of other people who did. Now, the LiFePO 4 batteries have so many safety measures built in. And this Vatrer battery also has that. This is a 12-volt Bluetooth self-heating battery. That's another issues that they had with the lithium batteries is they can't get cold. They don't work. They discharge if they get too cold. Now these systems have a self-heating system in it. This particular one has that self-heating system in it. So if this battery is in conditions that are 32 degrees Fahrenheit or less, the self-heating system turns itself on. Automatically turns itself on. And then once the battery situation gets above 41 degrees, it turns itself back off. So it's only heating the battery enough. It's very slow, very low, but enough to keep this battery from discharging and getting too cold. Now, you could never have lithium batteries below freezing. Nowadays, with the self-heating element, they can go down to -4 degrees. That is a huge, huge upgrade. Plus, now we have a Bluetooth BMS, Bluetooth monitoring system, and you can look it up right on your phone. You have an app for the Vatrer, and on that app, you can check your battery status. You can check your temperatures. You can check all kinds of things about the battery on that app. It is 300 amp hours. In the bus, I had 100 amp hours of battery, and it was AGM. AGM batteries and lead acid batteries, you can only use about 50% of whatever storage you had. So I had 100 amp hours. I could use 50 amp hours. That's all I had for my whole bus, and it ran everything. This is 300 amp hours, and you can use 100% of this. 97%, put it that way, 97%, because 3% is your discharge. So 97% of your power, your energy that's being produced by this battery, you can use it. So it will last, usage-wise, twice the amount of time as an AGM battery or a lead acid battery for the same size battery. And it weighs about 1/3 of what a lead acid or AGM battery weighs. Now my battery that was this size was 100 amp hours, and it was the same size as this footprint. This is 21.5 by 10.5 by 9. And that is about the same size as the AGM batteries that I had in the bus. But that was a 100 amp hour battery. This is 3 times that. This is 300 amp hours. Plus, this is 97% usage. So, you got that. This guy weighs less than 60 pounds. My one 100 amp hour AGM battery that was this size weighed 150 pounds. And that was only 1/3 of the power of this. Less than 1/3 of the power of this, because you could only use half of it because it was AGM. So that is a big, big upgrade. You can expand this. It can be ran in parallel or in series, which means you can have up to 61 kilowatt hours. That's massive. That is massive. I could run several of my cabins off of that. So that would require quite a few of these batteries. At the moment, I only have one, but this is 300 amp hours. And I am confident that 300 amp hours will run most of what I have in here for a power outage. I mean, it wouldn't run me forever. It's not like I could sustain the cabin off of 300 amp hours, but it would provide enough power to back up my systems. With upwards of 5,000 cycles, this battery will also last you a really long time. It is 10 plus year life cycle. That's going to last a long, long time. Like I said, when I first got into batteries and solar systems, they were all rated at 5 to 8 years. And now we're up over 10 years. They have free shipping. All of their products come from a U.S. warehouse, and the free shipping is available in the continental USA, not Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico. But other than that, there is the free shipping on there. The batteries, like I said, are very nice looking. They don't weigh very much. They are pretty blue and black and gray, which means they're not going to be an eyesore. Getting back to the Bluetooth monitoring system, it is a 200 amp Bluetooth monitoring system, which means another awesome thing about this battery, if there hasn't been enough already, is that it is IP65 waterproof. So a little bit more peace of mind with how you're putting together your solar power bank and what you're using this for. Use it on an RV. These things have come a long way, y'all. A long way. I'm impressed. I never thought I'd see the day. It was such a new technology when I first was introduced to lithium batteries that I had no idea how far they would come in such a short amount of time. It's not only pretty, it's very powerful. This will provide you 3,840 watts of energy, usable power. It has 2,560 watts of output. So you're getting a lot of power from this little battery. Let's see what else. It's zero maintenance. And I touched on that earlier. It is zero maintenance. These batteries do not need to be maintained per se. Charge them, discharge them. Now, lithium batteries, the lithium LiFePO 4 batteries, they like to be used. They don't like to sit. If you've had anything like an e-bike or something like that, you'll know they don't like to just sit. They want to be used. They want to be charged and discharged. They like to be discharged to 80% before you charge them back up again. Not saying you can't charge them before that, but in the grand scheme of things, it is better on these batteries to use them, to charge them and discharge them and charge them back up. Now, speaking of charging, you can charge this with, I can charge it with my other solar generators. I can charge it with my generator. I can charge it with house power. I can charge it with solar panels. There's lots of different ways that I can charge this particular battery. And having that monitoring system is going to be great because I can pay attention to what is happening when it is charging. So on my solar system, what I'm going to be using this particular battery for is building a power bank for my own solar system. It will take me time. I'm going to need probably 3 to 4 of these batteries just to be on the safe side of complete grid down situation. I'm going to need a bunch of solar panels, probably 5 or 6, 1 to 200 amp, 200 to 300 amp solar panels. I will need a charge controller and wiring. I'll need a lot of things to build my solar system. This is just the start, the very, very first part of the solar system is having the battery and having a way to charge the battery. This is the Vatrer charger. This is a 70 amp, 12 volt AC/DC charger. It can charge lithium batteries. It is 4 LiFePO4 batteries. It is pretty good size. It has a little fan right here. We've got a place for the cord to go in and to charge it up right here. Just put this in the hole, and then that will plug into your wall, into your generator, into your solar generator, whatever you need. Then this other end, ain't that pretty? We've got a fan here, like I said, we've got a fan here, in and out. We have a big old connection right here, which goes to this. And we have our red and our black wires that attach to the similarly coated black and red areas on our battery, which is our positive for red and our negative for black. In the package over here, we have caps. Get this opened up. Show you what we got here. We have a booklet. We have a warranty card. Make sure you fill that out, y'all. We have our caps and our bolts. There's 2 caps, 2 bolts. Our red and our black. And we have a couple of things for stickers. We have for the house, for the RV, house, RV, and then some smaller ones. Just to say, hey, I love my Vatrer battery and I want to show you what I use. So here we have these little plastic caps. Pop those off. Real simple, real easy. And then we have our bolts. They go right into the top here. And we have our caps that go on top of them just to protect them. So with our charger, we would take these. We will put the red onto the red. We will put the black onto the black. I'm doing it this way so that I don't get shocked. It's unplugged. There we go. Now we have our charger. We'll bring it right around over here so that I can show you. Here is our connection. Goes just like this. Ready? There we go. We are connected. Slid all the way in. And then we just plug this in. And then when we plug that in, it will tell us on here, it has LED indicators on it that show you charging, which is a blue light. Charged, fully charged, is a green light. And a flashing red light is either an error or something like that, it's warning you. It's a warning light. And this will tell us what our battery charge is. So let me grab the extension cord and I'm gonna plug this into the wall for y'all to see it. I want to show it to you actually working. And then we'll check and see what our battery is too. Okay, I have my heavy duty cord plugged into the wall, and we will just plug this right into there. You hear it? It tells us our voltage, 13.4. Looks like ours is at 71. And it shows that it is charging. It's blue. And at 34 degrees Celsius, so 69 degrees, 14.3 volts going in. So it gives us all that information that we need right there. We set that right there. We're going to let it charge up, get a good charge on it, and get it ready to be used here at the homestead. So additionally, this charger can be used to charge e-bikes, any kind of electrical equipment. So electrical medical equipment, electrical stuff for outside. So you've got, if you have an electric mower, if you have an electric weed eater, if you have, like I said, e-bikes, e-trikes, that kind of stuff. If it has a lithium battery in it, you can charge it with this charger. So this is sold separately. This is an additional item that I requested from the company when they said they would like for me to review their Vatrer 300 amp hour battery. I'm like, well, I'm gonna need a way to charge it because I don't have a solar system set up here at the homestead yet. So they were kind enough to go ahead and send the charger also. So between both of these, you're in well under $1,000. For the battery alone, you're gonna be in, if you get the deal that I'm fixing to give you in this video, linked in the description below, you'll be into the battery for less than $600. And that is amazing, because remember when I said that I used to do solar systems, and it was right around the time these guys started coming out, these LiFePO 4 batteries back then, and that's why only the more wealthy of the RVers had them. This battery back then was close to a $3,000 battery. Nowadays, we are down in the price. Prices have come down drastically. Sizes come down drastically. Lifespan has gone up drastically. So lots of wonderful improvements, lots of wonderful things have happened in the world of LiFePO 4 batteries. Vatrer has a huge sale going on right now, y'all. They're having their Easter promotion, and right now you can go over there and get a discount with the discount code Happy Easter on the Vatrer website. You can get up to 56% off. That's huge, y'all. That is huge. But it's for a limited time. So check out the description below. There's a link there. Go on over to their website. Take a look at what they have. Golf cart batteries, wheelchair batteries, batteries for storage of home energy, batteries for all kinds of things. Plus they have accessories to go with them, like this awesome charger. They have different sizes of chargers for your different needs. And just check them out. Let's say thank you again to Vatrer for sponsoring today's video. Y'all have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, and God bless. Love you.